We've all felt that pain in our chest when we think back at a time and our lives were perfect. Not a care in the world, no anxiety, no bills, just laying back, playing Halo in your living room, basement, bedroom, or wherever you were. We all know this feeling way too well, and no matter how hard we try to recreate it, we know it will never be the same. Halo introduced me into a whole new type of storytelling, a way of portraying a line of events that I didn't know existed. People often bash video games because they think it's meant for basement dwellers who will never talk to a girl or ever see the light of day. But honestly, after what these games have shown me, I'm not sure I'd mind it too much. I wouldn't trade 1 second of the time I spent playing Halo with my brothers in our basement, experiencing a story like I'd never had before, or just screwing around in multiplayer on the only map I'd let them play because that one was my favorite. Bungie and 343 had taken it to a whole nother level with these initial Halo games, and I was, to say the least, completely 100% addicted. I guess my journey actually began on Combat Evolved for the original Xbox, but at that point in time, I was actually too dumb to understand a complex story like Halo's, or even understand the controls. So truthfully, we can start on an actual groundbreaking campaign of Halo 3.
They let me pick. Did I ever tell you that? Choose whichever Spartan I wanted. You know me. I did my research, watched as you became the soldier we needed you to be. Like the others, you were strong and swift and brave. A natural leader. But you had something they didn't. Something no one saw but me. Can you guess? Luck.
That intro alone sold me on the rest of the game. Now, I had no actual idea what that meteor was coming from the sky at the time, nor did I ever wonder why Chief was found armor locked in the middle of a forest, or did I even have a clue why we had to fight the Covenant or what they were. But that intro hooked me in so hard that I didn't care what I knew at the time, but I was so ever determined to find out. Now, this game wouldn't have been the same if I would have simply played it all the way through by myself. Halo is an experience meant to be shared, and with the two-player co-op split screen, it enhanced my experience greatly. The sheer amount of times I replayed this game with both my brothers and my best friend would have been difficult to count. I never could find myself getting tired of it, and I haven't even discovered multiplayer yet. Now, I won't lie, it was definitely difficult for me to get my hands on this game, as I could only play it when my brother came home from college and brought his 360 with him. It was usually a pretty short time window, unless it was during the summer, but other than that, I really didn't get much playtime at all, so every single time he was here, I spent all of my time on the Xbox. Now, I didn't have any Kool-Aid in the basement, you know, the meme of Kool-Aid nostalgia, whatever it is, but I did have chocolate milk in a basement. I qualify for the basement, but chocolate milk is my nostalgia drink. That was the absolute peak of comfort for me when I played. I was like so obsessed with the game that I didn't even have to be playing to enjoy it. Like when my brothers would have their friends over and boot up Halo 3, I just watched for hours on end and get mad when they stopped playing. It was my early YouTube experience, even though YouTube Let's Plays were a thing by that time, but during these events, it wasn't really popular yet. I just have a funny montage compilation in my head of a few different moments that just plays on repeat, so. And then on to Sand Trap, the best map ever to be created. Declared globally, not just by me, I promise. Truthfully, this map has its faults, but it holds so much sentimental value to me because it's the only map I ever really played. I had yet to try out online multiplayer at this point, so local Slayer on Sand Trap was the best it got. And honestly, it didn't even have to be a competitive game mode. Usually, we just screw around on the map, mess around with the vehicles, try to get to places that we didn't think we were supposed to be, try to go out as far as we could without getting blown up by mines, and stuff like that. It didn't have to be a game mode, it was just as simple as exploring a sandbox, and lucky you get to see that clip of where I forgot how to enter a vehicle on keyboard. One thing I always remember doing was me and my friend would both hop on a mongoose, and we'd travel in different directions along the outskirts of the map, because if you didn't know, if you travel outside the borders, landmines would come up and try to blow you up because you're technically not supposed to be there. So our game was whoever could mess each other up first was the winner, and we'd do this just for hours on end, and it was, I don't know why we found it so entertaining, but it was so much fun. To add to that, we'd also try to just stack as many vehicles as we could inside the elephant, I think is what it's called. I forgot the name for some reason, but that's not the important part. But we would always try to get mongooses up on top of the second level there, and then we always try to just stack as many vehicles as we could and drive it around and take it out into the mine zone. Oh, okay, I cannot think apparently, but landmine area, and yeah, we'd just see how long we could last, and it was as simple as that. This game had certain game modes, it had everything you needed to be entertained, but what you make your own in this game is what your memories are going to last out of. I mean, whether that be just playing online multiplayer on Slayer or on Capture the Flag with random friends you meet online and trying different challenges, it's all what you make it, not so much what the game gives you. The last scene I want to talk about pertaining to Halo 3 is this one, and I'm sure it's one we all know very well. I remember screaming at my friend, telling him to shoot what's in front of us, and when our roles were reversed, telling him to drive straight. It was tense, and it still is, and there is a time limit. And with the Warhog's wonky physics, it really didn't help us survive at all. And with that, you'll take the last jump that you ever will to end this game. After being absolutely terrified by the flood missions, annoyed by the terrible AI teammates, and your living ones as well, inspired by Cortana's rescue, and broken by Johnson's death, you've made it to the end of this masterpiece of a game. This could be the end of your time with your friends, the end of your time in your parents' basement as an elementary, junior high, or high school student. It doesn't matter at all where in life you are when you experience this feeling. It's the moment that you'll remember. I just want to thank everyone who made this game the experience that it is, and everyone who I played with that made it even more memorable. This game changed who I am as a person, and I'm sure influenced many of those today. Now, we're going off script here, so hopefully we can free write it. I know multiplayer has made a major part of this game for everyone, and I only got to experience very little of it. I wish I would have had more, but I attribute to all those who have been offline for 10 years. You made this game amazing, and especially to that one guy who I played Black Ops 1 with for the longest time and tried to reach out with for the first time. You're pretty cool. But yeah, this game touched many of us in many different ways. Not sexually whatsoever, but I know we all have our different experiences, but we all have that same feeling, so thank you for everyone making this game amazing. Peace.